What's good, Bears fans? Welcome to another edition of BearsMediaCo. I'm your host, Brent C. Yesterday, it finally happened. Pre-season football, our Chicago Bears. Let's get into it and hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let's talk about it down in the comments because you know why. Yesterday was such a beautiful day for football, and our Bears got to win, and that first team offense looked spectacular. So let's get started. I got my notes. I got everything ready to go. So let's talk about it. Starting off in the first quarter, listen, it was fantastic. Defense up first, if I remember correctly. Listen, Kyler Gordon, what a hit to start the game. I mean, this guy was like a heat-seeking missile on the first couple of plays. I mean, just the angles that he was taking was fantastic. He looked season ready right now, right? So after that, look at my notes here. Tyreek Stevenson got picked on a little bit as they were running the offense. Looked like they were really trying to target him in the passing game, and at first I was like, not gonna be a good day. But you know what? He turned it on, and this guy actually looked good for his remaining time on the field. And I know it's early and I know it's preseason, but the way they looked yesterday, oh man, hey, I have no fear. Jalen Johnson was out there for a couple plays, looked pretty good. I think he had a pass breakup, and looked, Jalen Johnson. So, nothing special there, but solid play. And I tell you, Tyreek though, he had some good plays, had some better tackling. I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm just going to say he's probably starting. He's starting. Him and Jalen Johnson will be our starting two. Kyler Gordon will be number 3, take over that, the nickelback corner spot, so we don't have to worry too much about that. I think it's locked down. Jalen's got his spot locked down, and Tyreek now has his spot locked down. And I do believe, like I say, he's starting. He is going to start for us. And I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited because, man, let me tell you something. It's been a long off season, and I don't know about you guys, but baseball is not my thing. I'm a White Sox fan, all right? But Bears football, most important in the city of Chicago and outside of Chicago, right? We Bears fans, this summer, it has been a long wait. So here we go. What else was going on in that game? About time when the offense got back out there, it was showtime. Started off, Justin Fields to DJ Moore. How did that work out? 62 yards for the touchdown. That's how it worked out. Man, when I tell you, I almost jumped up out of my seat and spilled my drink. It was awesome. I mean, that's how you get Bears fans just hyped up, One thing I can say about DJ Moore, once he got his bearing, the Jets came on. And this guy was on his way. I mean, the speed is definitely there. I mean, it's just one of those things where, man, you just saw why he's our number 1 wide receiver. I mean, man, the burners came on, and the blocking downfield, it looks so good. And I'm very excited to see what, as the season progresses, how that offensive line, continues to pass block, get off the line of scrimmage, and start blocking downfield because we're running screens, wide receiver screens, tight end screens, running back screens. I mean, it's going to be something else, One thing I can say on my notes there that was that 69? Was it 69? Let me look. Still just talking off the top of my head there. But yeah, 69. I believe that's Jatir Carter. And 65, Cody White here, getting out there and blocking, 10 yards down? Oh, man. I said, those guys, yes, sir. That's how we get it done to start things off, A 62-yard touchdown to start things off. Our number one, our number two, you know what it does. It equals 7. So after that, defense got right back out there, and it was I believe it was a long drive for Tennessee, but, nothing too bad, I think that one thing, our starters and some of the backups that we had out there looked very good. And I just want to say this. Taj Gibson is not going to be at the back of the depth chart after yesterday. Oh my goodness, this guy got the message and he was out there balling. He came to play. I mean, like the whole defense came to play. Now, I'm not sure that's all a part of the hits principle, but from what I saw yesterday, I have no complaints. I mean, Gibson was out there getting it. Dexter was getting it. Pickens was getting it. Lewis was getting it. Linebackers looked good. So, enough to get excited about, for our team, especially, in that first quarter there. Now, to continue on in that first quarter, I'm sure you all remember the pass to Khalil. Blitz coming from the safety, and Justin Fields saw it, rolled out to his left and, dropped it in there to Herbert. And Herbert took it, the rest of the way. What is that? What he took it? 56 yards. I'm excited about that. I mean, 2 passes, over 100 yards to get things going. One of those things that, once again, the blocking was very good. I believe on Khalil's short dump-off pass, I believe that was Tevin and not Braxton. Who was the other guy down there? I believe it might have been Carter again. And, it was one of those things that it looked pretty good here. Let me see here. What can I see? I don't have it, but I believe it was Jatir Carter and Tevin Jenkins downfield on that one. But just blocking from the offensive line right off the rip looked very good, And so, first team, I think Justin finished, 3 of 3 for 129 yards and 2 touchdowns. A perfect 158.3, for his QBR. Man, just exciting. That first team offense was just exciting. Moving forward, what would I like to see? More running of the football. The right side looked very good. Our rookie right tackle, Mr. Wright, looked very good out there. Looked very comfortable. Didn't look like he was being, tested really by Tennessee's defense. So I can say that he probably is not going to be, the area we need to worry about on the offensive line. Getting out off the line of scrimmage, it looked like, the offense, the starting offense, looks pretty solid. No, it's a preseason, once again, I know that. But I think that as time goes on, they're going to gel. Now, of course, we were missing Nate Davis. I don't know. Will we need him? I mean, Carter looked pretty darn good out there. We know he was getting his reps, the last week or so. So I think that that's a battle we need to watch. And I think, and I hope the coaching staff gives Carter the opportunity to battle for that starting position. It's something that we should all keep an eye on. That's for sure. And that first quarter, that number one offense looked great. I'm going to go ahead and say that. I know it's exciting. I know that it's preseason. I know the Titans defense wasn't on all cylinders, all their players out there and everything. But for what I saw in that first quarter, we, as a Chicago Bears unit on offense, looks pretty damn good. So let's get on over to that second quarter. All right, Bears fans, let's get on to this second quarter. Now, the one thing I didn't talk about that first quarter was Velus Jones. That muff punt that he had, I don't think he's going back on the kick return, punt return, whatever. I think his time over there is done. Now, I could be wrong. He's got 2 more preseason games to, really, hone in and work on that. He's going to have practice to work on that stuff. But for me, I don't need to see no more Velus Jones back there fielding balls. His decision making still is not where it needs to be. And I think that he's just done. For me, I'm done with it. I can tell you that much. And I know some of you guys are going to be like, I'm done too. All right. So, and let's talk about, Mr. Scott, number 13, when he got his opportunity to field, the kick return, and he looked the ball all the way in. I mean, you could tell he was really concentrating. And that's a good thing. Started off, he didn't want to make that mistake, but unfortunately, he made a mistake later on. I believe fumbling the ball out for a punt return. So, it's not sure what we're going to do. Maybe Treston Ebner. I think he got some opportunities there a little bit later in the game. So, I don't know about those two guys, Jones and Scott. Maybe they should just stick with them on the offensive side. So now that I got those problem makers out of the way, let's get on to it, because in my opinion, that second team defense was just balling. They were just balling. I know one person who was happy, and that is Alan Williams. I know there was some talk about how maybe he's not the defensive coordinator for us. I mean, yes, he was with Eberflus in Indianapolis, and, he's taking over the play calling over there. I know Flus is probably, giving him some pointers and things that he should be looking for. But, I saw, Alan Williams down on the sideline, with the play sheet, making the calls and everything. So, better players equals a better defense. Let's just say that, Last year's players, we all saw what happened. Run defense was horrible, you know what I mean? So it's just one of those things. Better players will get you better results, and we definitely saw it. Pickens and Mr. Dexter, for the remainder of their time out there in that field, second quarter, third quarter, I mean, those two guys are going to be a core interior D lineman for us for a long time. Now, I know at some point during the second quarter, Dexter kind of had some problems with his knee. Got Travis Gibson rolled over, kind of hit him in his knee or whatnot, and so he might have just extended it a little bit too much. So, not such a big deal right now. Hopefully, it's something minor that we won't have to worry about. So, it's just that, those two rookies that we drafted are, oh my God, they look so good. And I think that, barring injury, they're going to see a lot of playing time. So, let's get into a little bit more to say before I just go off on a tangent of those two guys, right? Because I love them. Those guys look awesome yesterday. So, first off, we're going to talk about Mr. P.J. Walker. First pass as a Chicago Bear, interception. Now, he's been throwing picks in training camp, and to come out and throw a pick on your very, very first play, not a good look, in my opinion. He did look better later on, but that first pick, man, not the way to start your Bears career, right? So on him, the only thing I can say is that he did tighten it up, like I said, a little bit, later on, but something he's going to have to control, or, is the turnovers. We can't have that. I mean, God forbid that Justin gets hurt and he has to come in. I mean, we want 17 plus games out of Justin Fields this year. So, that backup position. And I got something for you a little bit later on, all right? All right, so with that, second quarter was pretty much about the defense. I mean, Travis Gibson was doing his darndest to make an impression to the coaches. Multiple hits, plenty of pressures on the quarterback. And I think that, he wants to be here. Just let me say that. He wants to be a Chicago Bear. And he showed it yesterday. In my opinion now. That's my opinion. But he showed to me that he wants to be a Chicago Bear for a long time. The other guy, that Lewis, he showed, very good poise out there. I know it's third year for him. So, he's had playing time. I do believe that, I'm not 100% sure on what team he played on before us, but, he came out and he played trying to match the energy of Travis Gibson, in my opinion. And I think that he's going to get some playing opportunities himself. So something to look forward to in the next preseason game, to see how those two line up and how much playing time they get next week. And once again, they look good. Travis came to play. Dexter and Pickens, those two, once again, kept doing their thing. I know I'm going on about these guys, but in one of the goal line stands, Pickens almost blew up the run play up the middle, all on his own. That dude has got strength for days because he was on a block and he's reaching up to get the running back and just barely missed the guy. And, so, man, I'm excited about those two. I am excited about those two rookie defensive tackles that we got this year in the draft. And I think Bears fans are going to definitely be excited to see more of them coming through, right? So, what else we got? Tyreek Stevenson showed up that second quarter, showed what he got. On one play, he was blocking a guy. I believe they were trying to run a screen on his side, and he's blocking the guy, pushing him back. Play's coming towards him, and he reaches out. I'm gonna get you, and he tackles the guy. I mean, for a dude that they say 6 foot 205, I mean, he's got some strength. Miami Hurricanes, not 100% sure that they turn out so many physical cornerbacks, unless you go back to the 80s, of course, and the 90s, and way back then. But man, the way he pushed back the wide receiver and still made the play, I mean, something to be excited about for that kid. And he showed poise. I really like that guy. So that's three rookies that really shined for us yesterday, and I do believe that that Ryan Poles is on something when it comes to drafting, right? I mean, and Poles we trust, absolutely. I know I do. Type of guy that we could really just get behind, and I'm excited for the future, and I'm definitely excited for this coming year. So yeah, I'm excited. Three defensive rookies that looked very good. All right. So what else I got over there? Turnovers. Turnovers. I do believe Adrian Colbert got a fumble recovery, and so, or it was, it might have been an interception. I'm not sure right now. I didn't write it in my notes for whatever reason, but he had some type of turnover yesterday. So that the second string looked pretty good out there, and our guy Noah Sewell looked very good. I forgot to mention Jack Sanborn, out of the first quarter, and his time that he played, wherever the ball was, Jack was there. And him and Sewell going into that second quarter, both making plays, being around the ball, looking comfortable, Jack, going into the second year with us, Sewell, a rookie, they look comfortable in our defense. So kudos to Alan Williams and the defensive staff for getting these guys ready to play right off the get-go. So yes, indeed, we are excited. Now, also I have here in my notes Lewis with a QB hit and fumble recovery for Mr. Dexter Sr. These guys, like I say, Dexter, Pickens, those are my guys. And fumble recoveries, they look good. I mean, the future for the Bears defense is looking very, very good. All right, so second quarter, that's all the really notes I have on that. But needless to say, the second quarter was all about the defense, and they look good. So I'm going to be looking for the same, if not better, going up next week against the Colts and Anthony Richardson. Definitely want to see a little bit more progress. I just want to see, can the Bears defense maintain that first preseason game intensity once we play the Colts next week. All right? So let's get on over to the second half. And once again, kudos to the defense. Played really well in the first half. Cairo Santos, a couple of field goals. So, great stuff. All right? So let's get on over there to the second half. Not too many notes on that part. Of course, the damage is already done by then. We got to look at Tyson Bagent, or Bagent. I'm not sure what his last name is. But look, he's a keeper. I like the kid. For the few passes that I saw, I think he really showed poise. I mean, I know we're running basic offense, nothing too flashy or anything like that. Nate Peterman, he got in a couple plays and threw the ball or whatnot. I think Nathan Peterman, 4 or 6 for 58 yards. Tyson Bagent, 4 or 5 for 37 yards. So not bad. P.J. Walker, he finished today 4 of 8, 19 yards, and an interception. Well, P.J. Walker. I don't know how long he's going to be here, but, the other two guys, I could definitely see a spot. Nathan Peterman, probably that emergency quarterback that doesn't count against our 53 starting this year. Tyson Bagent, probably be a practice squad addition. We can't let that kid go. I think if we give him a little bit more experience out there playing, which will probably be that third preseason game, he's going to look good for us. And I'm hoping that we probably won't be drafting a quarterback next year to back up Fields, because Fields will be back, So Tyson, from what I saw yesterday, that kid has got a future. And with our improved line play, he can fit in. I'll say it, he can fit in. Nate Peterman, he looked good as his backup. One of the things that I liked out of him yesterday is calm. Got the plays out, got everyone lined up. I know at least one time that there was some miscommunication with him and one of the wide receivers, but he moved him over, got him set up, and ran the play, no penalty. So, he knows what he's doing. He's a vet. He can get out there and, like I say, be in an emergency or backup, because looking at what P.J. Walker did yesterday, we're going to have to see who's going to be that number 2. I can't really get behind P.J. Walker just yet, just after that one game. So we'll see in the next one how much time both of those guys get. I'm sure Walker get a half. I'm sure Peterman might get a quarter or a whole half. And then that third game, probably Tyson probably be out there for most of it. And I look forward to that, seeing that with that guy. All right, so, starting that second half, well, who do we see? Another rookie, Roschon Johnson out of Texas. All of us fans have been waiting to see what he could do once he got out on the field. And I do believe his first run was like a 6 or 7 yard run off the left side. Very good runner. Showed a lot of patience throughout that second half when he had his opportunities out there. So I look forward to Roschon getting more opportunity the next 2 games in the preseason. I can't remember if he had any catches, but his running game looks strong, and 3 of 9, 3 rushes for 9 yards, looked pretty good in a couple of those plays, man, and he's going to be a problem as he gets more experience. He looks bigger on TV than what I remember seeing him at University of Texas. I mean, when he was standing behind Peterman, I was like, this dude is like the same size as, maybe a little bit bigger than a quarterback. And Peterman, I believe, is like 6'3", 6'4". So, I mean, big guy. His size impressed me. Watch what you say, Brent, right? So, it's just one of those things that he's going to get some playing time. Now, I know they talked about running back by committee going forward, so he's definitely going to see some more time, definitely. What else I got? Isaiah Ford, who we picked up over the last week and a half or so. He had a catch. Looked pretty good doing it. Only saw him for maybe a couple plays. So, someone to look forward to. Probably is not going to make the 53-man roster, but somebody that we could probably just hold on to. Defense. Gibson, Lewis, back-to-back sacks. What can you say? Those two right there, battling is the best word I could say. They are out there battling for playing time. Look good, both of them, to go and pair with 98, 99, no gains. I think the no gains, brother, because they look pretty darn good out there in the run game. I think once or twice Dexter was getting past the line, so something to look forward to with those two. Once again, I'm high, very high on both of our rookie DTs that we got this year. So with that, the other notes that I got, third string offensive line, not good at run blocking, but by the time I wrote that, I think we were already rolling into the fourth quarter. So, nothing too bad to worry about. I think Jatir Carter had got some playing time out there, even into the fourth quarter. So, just getting that experience, should help him a little bit better. Larry Borum, he was out there, and even though it was against, third, fourth string guys, he held his own. I can say that. And he looked like Larry Borum, had a couple plays there where he was blocking, kind of got passed up, but recovered fairly well. So something on the next game I'm going to keep an eye on when he gets his chance out there. So the last thing I got on my notes, guys, number 73, out of Kennesaw State down here in Georgia. This guy, what's his name? What's his name? Number 73. That's all I can say on him. Now, he got in about Travis Bell. Travis Bell, number 73, out of Kennesaw State. I need you guys to look him up. Now, he's a little bowling ball, just like Billings. I believe he's 6 foot, 311, 315, one of those. His first little action that I saw, he got in the backfield, got really hyped up and everything like that. And, I believe he was a 6th round pick, and from a small school here in Georgia, Division II. It's just he's a guy that I think earns some playing time for next preseason game against the Colts, where we will be on the road, I believe. So, hey guys, we have something to look forward to next Saturday. I believe it's on NFL Network. So hopefully you guys watch that, and hopefully our team, escapes injury-free, and we look pretty good, hopefully. Looking forward to the defense again. I want to see the offense, and hopefully some of the guys that didn't play get some opportunities out there. So with that, guys, hey, football is back. Our Bears look good. Everything is right in the world. All right? So, always like, comment, subscribe, as well as hit that notification bell. Let's talk about this game, all right? I really enjoyed it. So, with that, I'm out of here. Until the next time, BearsMediaCo, your host, Brent C. Peace.